What is up? Welcome back to the Next Guy Up podcast. We have a big week this week. This is our first kind of weekend preview type episode. NFL is back starting, if you're listening to this on Thursday morning, starting tonight. College football week 2 is happening, and there are some fun games we're going to talk about and break down. Mason and Tins are going to give us their NFL preview. They're going to make some predictions. I've heard there's some bold takes from Mason coming as far as some MVP outlooks. I'm pretty excited about that conversation. We have a brand new segment we're debuting today. We will explain a little bit later. It is called Best of the Rest. I'm pretty excited about that one. It's one we've been cooking up for a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to end up with our weekend preview segment where we talk about our most anticipated matchups, our most anticipated players to watch. We are going to debut another new segment today. We got a lot of new stuff going on. Season's in full swing now, and so we're pretty excited. We are going head to head against AI to test our betting skills. So that's going to be a fun segment as well to track. Boys, how are we feeling? We feel good?
It's truly Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. We got football tomorrow. NFL kicking off. As much as I love college football, NFL is always near and dear to my heart.
First love.
And first love. Exciting first game too. Eagles Cowboys. We got a Friday night game free on YouTube with the Chiefs and Chargers. That'll be a good one.
Really?
Kicking the season off with some division rivals. That's fun.
How many people just learned that it's free on YouTube tonight?
At least one.
I also didn't know that. There was a big Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast did a whole ad for it, and it dropped on Twitter. He actually got Roger Goodell to do it with him. It was actually pretty funny.
Wow.
But yeah, it's gonna be free.
I am excited about football. However, today is a tough day. Red Zone announced that they are now doing commercials, so you can say goodbye to commercial-free Red Zone. I was actually going to purchase it. I think you get a 7-day free trial if you've never had it before. I was planning on getting it, and now I'm kind of second-guessing. I'll do the free trial for sure, and then the second thing that is no longer existing is the double stuffed. Tinsley sent this to us. Pretty just disappointing overall. The snack game. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, we've talked about it before about how the double stuff is definitely not the same as when we were kids. But I don't know. I was eating some today, and I was just like, "This is just egregiously not a double stuffed Oreo. Like this should be illegal."
I like to see what the normal looks like because it's been a hot minute since I've had I normally just grab the double stuff, and you're right. It's just a normal Oreo these days. So what's the normal one look like?
Cream inflation.
We actually got a box at Sam's Club. They had the variety box, so you can get it had the 2 packs of Chips Ahoy and single stuffed Oreos and the golden Oreos, and then the flavored one, and they had the blueberry. So that's why we bought it. There's only 10 of them in there, but it has single stuffed Oreos in it. And I opened one. I was like, there's nothing. This is just a cookie.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough stuff.
Okay. Well, are we ready for some NFL talk?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's kick it off.
A little preview.
Predictions
this is for the season.
Big time. We did a lot of college preview, so I think it's time to do a little bit of NFL preview here. We've given out some futures. We've talked a little bit about some of our favorite bets. We haven't done some actual football preview though. This is what we're doing now. We're gonna go division by division. We're gonna pick our winners, and then I think we'll move to AFC champion, NFC champion, Super Bowl prediction, and then MVP. Do we feel good? We ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, first on the list. Let's start off with probably an easy one. The AFC East. The AFC East. Tins, who do you got with this one?
Yeah, so this division has actually the favorite has the highest odds.
Definitely.
At -330 with the Buffalo Bills. That is who I'm rolling with. I do see the Patriots putting up a good fight and giving them a little bit of a run for their money here. I do like what the Patriots have done this offseason with the new coaching staff. I'm on record that I think Drake May is the best quarterback from that rookie class. Yes, that includes Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, all of those guys. Wow. Drake May, I think, is going to be the best of that group. I love Travion Henderson. I gave him out on the pod as offensive rookie of the year. So I think the Patriots could give them a little bit of a push, but I just think I've looked at the Bills' schedule and it's all their hard games are at home. They get to play the NFC South this year, which is bad. So I'm on the Bills. -330 is a lot of juice, but I don't see how they don't run that division again this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I hope we don't go too chalk here, but this is one where the division is just too, in my opinion, the Bills are so further than anybody else. Tinsley's down on the Dolphins. I'm always going to be optimistic about Justin Fields, but Tinsley's also down on the Jets. And then,
super down.
Do what?
I said super down. They just lost their left guard for the year. Elijah Vera Tucker just tore his triceps for a second time in his career at practice today. He's going to be out for the season. He's a big part of their offensive line. The Jets are a disaster. Always have been, always will be.
All right.
Okay, next up, we'll start with Mason here. We'll go back and forth. AFC West, Mason. Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers.
I really want to go with a shocker here. Don't do it. I'm going with the Chiefs. I can't until they show me something different. The Chiefs last season was 14-3. The season before was the down 11-6, and then back to 14-3 in 2022. I don't know how to not go with them for this division. So far, nothing too exciting, but there we are. Tens.
Yeah, I'm with Mason here.
Broncos.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs have improved their offensive line. They got probably the best left tackle in the whole draft. Simmons from Ohio State. He had a little bit of off the field stuff, a little bit of injury worry, but he's going to come in and be a solid left tackle for them. They get to move last year's first round pick to left guard and really kind of strengthen that offensive line. I think you're going to see more of what the old Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes chucking the ball down the field with Xavier Worthy, Royals, who we talked about a little bit after the draft, that rookie. And I don't know, a little bit more firepower this year from the Chiefs. So, and I think I'm a little bit down on the Broncos. I heard a stat today. They only beat one playoff team last year, like in the regular season. If you take out the Chiefs win at the end of the year and the Chiefs sat everyone, if the Chiefs were to have played everyone and probably won that game, the Broncos would have been 9-8 and missed the playoffs. But the Chiefs had already blocked up playoff seeding, so they didn't have anything to play for, and it kind of let the Broncos get in. I think the Broncos are fine. I just think they're going to have a step up in competition as far as who they're playing this year. They get to play the second place teams in all the divisions. So I'm not as the Broncos have become like the trendy dark horse Super Bowl pick, and I think their defense is great, but I just don't see them pushing for the division quite yet. I think we got one more really dominant Chiefs year right here.
Okay. Interesting. No Raiders picks, Mason.
I did not.
It's coming. We'll get there. Okay, next, AFC North. We've got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. Interesting division here.
Yeah, very, very loaded division. Probably the strongest 1 through 4 in the AFC.
Second strongest. The South.
Yeah, don't forget about the South. All right, so anyway. Is it me? And I go first?
Yeah.
For it. Okay. I went with the Ravens. I am a known kind of doubter of the Ravens. But here's the thing. the Bengals, I just can't do it anymore. I can't trust in the Bengals anymore. They got Hendrickson under contract. He also missed all of training camp. They got the first round draft pick Stewart under contract. He missed half of training camp. I just think they're going to still be pretty bad defensively, and you're just asking Joe Burrow to play hero ball, and he can do it. Joe Burrow is amazing. He can put up all the stats. He almost single-handedly took them to the playoffs last year. Had they not lost their first game of the year against the Patriots, they were a playoff team. That was the difference. It was one game. I just don't see it. I think they're a wild card team. Probably they're definitely in the mix for that. But I think the Ravens are just too dominant in the regular season to give up the division title.
So Zach and Tens did this similar with college football last year, and they would pick the same games on accident just because, similar football minds. So I'm not doing this on purpose, but I'm also going with the Ravens. I think their defense sets them apart. They are second scoring defense in 2024, and they were number one in takeaways with 33 takeaways. The only thing that I wish that they would have done more was their offseason additions. The Ravens only really acquired DeAndre Hopkins, which some people may think, that wasn't really an addition. We'll see. But I wish that they would have done more in the offseason. Maybe they felt like they didn't have to. But that was like the only big. I was kind of looking at their additions this today, and that was like the only one that stood apart. And to be honest, it didn't really do much, in my opinion. So I wish that they would have done more, but I can't go against what the Ravens did, not just offensively, which we've talked about, but also on the defensive side.
Wow, Joe Burrow hate. I kind of like the Bengals, I'll be honest with you. I'm buying stock in the Bengals. Okay, next up, AFC South, the big one. Mason.
I'm going to go with... What should I do it, Zach? I'm going to go with...
Who are the favorites? So can we start there?
It's got to be... Favorite? I think it's the Texans, right?
Yeah, like plus 175-ish.
Wow.
Okay, I do want to say something here. Me and Tinsley, all of us in this on the podcast have been at each other, like with the Jaguars and Titans and all of that. I will say that part of me wants to go with the Jaguars, but Tinsley will never let me hear the end of it. He is so down on the Texans, but I will say,
he is.
I don't think the Colts are. I feel like everybody thinks that Daniel Jones is going to suck, and I, for some reason, they still have Jonathan Taylor. I feel like their wide receivers will be on the up and up. Part of me wants to take the Colts as well, so I'm going to stick with the. If we had to bet it, I'm going to go with the Texans right now.
Texans plus 105, actually.
So barely. I mean, this is a tight. Yeah.
It's one of the closer.
What's the rest of them? Go ahead and tell me.
Jags plus 270, Colts 425, and Titans plus 650. So I mean,
great value there.
That is awesome. That was as good as my Super Bowl bet. That's it. Can't wait to cash that out. Okay, Tim, what do you think?
Okay,
he's gonna shock the world.
I have a lot of thoughts of the AFC South here.
I bet you do.
Yeah, Texans offensive line got egregiously worse this offseason, which was bad because it was already bad. I'm with Mason. I don't hate the Colts, but at the same time, they fired Gus Bradley's defensive coordinator and they replaced him with the Bengals defensive coordinator. And he runs the same system and he's very predictable. So how much of an upgrade was that? They also got hit with the injury bug all training camp long. So, because the Colts are a team that should be good, but I think they're just going to kind of fall apart. Titans, I think, finished third in the division. I've said that. I've put it on record. I've bet it. Titans to finish
you
third.
You could bet that?
I did an exact order. I did Titans third.
Okay.
And then, I'm going with the Jags to win the division. I see that Liam Cohen's going to come in, make an impact like he did for the Bucks. Our offense, that when he took over as the Bucs OC, they on average scored 10 more points a game than they did the year before. If you take that with what the Jags did last year, losing so many one possession games with a third place schedule against our schedule is pretty soft. Like we have a pretty tough start of the schedule, but we get the NFC South and the West, and I'm kind of down on the West as far as the Cardinals. 49ers will be tough. But yeah, so I'm taking the Jags. I think in a division as close as it is with the Texans, who I see coming down a little bit, plus 270, plus all my fandom, I had no choice.
That's true. You do have no choice. You are a ride or die there. Okay, let's just stay with AFC South or AFC. Sorry, let's go ahead and just do AFC champion predictions, and then we'll move to the NFC. Tins, who do you think comes out of the AFC, plays in the Super Bowl?
I think it's the Chiefs. I think I predicted it. I gave out a future probably about a month ago now, and as much as I don't want it to be true, I think this is their last hurrah. The offensive line is better. I think they're going to get back to throwing the ball deep, making plays that way. Their defense is still solid. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs get it one more year, which is crazy for them to go to, four straight Super Bowls.
Okay. Mason, you agree?
I'm going to go with the Ravens here just because of what I talked about with the defensive ranked second and let's see, it was first in takeaways and seconds in most points scored. Derrick Henry also looked just great on that offense last year. As long as they stay away from like the injury bug, I think that they're clicking offense and defense side.
Okay.
That's who I have the Chiefs playing is the Ravens. Yeah, I agree. I think the Ravens will be right there. Lamar in the playoffs is just not done it yet, but hopefully this could be his year. I would love to see the Ravens. I'd love to see someone else other than the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl.
Derrick Henry ranked number 1 touchdowns and second behind Saquon Barkley in rushing yards. If you could do that again with Lamar, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Derrick Henry's still good.
Still good. No one asked me, but I want to get my prediction here just in case it happens so I can brag about it. Bengals from a wild card spot sneaking in the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's the thing about the Bengals, though. If they get in, they're as dangerous as anybody with Joe Burrow. But that's the thing. Do they get in?
Yes, they do.
I like it.
Okay. To the NFC. We have the NFC East. Tins, Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Commanders. What a division we have here.
So a division winner has not repeated in this division since 2004.
Try to find stats like that on another podcast.
Who's the next team up? Giants?
I like the Giants. I think that what the Giants have done defensively this year, they're going to be elite.
Say it.
But they're not going to win the division. They're not even going to compete for a wild card. But they are going to be a frisky team. And once Jackson Dart gets – now, if they were to start Jackson Dart from the start, I might be saying something else. But I think they don't put him in until the end of the year. But I like Jackson Dart a lot. I'm not going to go with the Commanders either. I just think this team had a lot of things break their way last year. I think a come down to earth a little bit for Jaden Daniels is coming. And it's a very old roster. Terry McLaurin missed all of training camp, and they're missing their best offensive lineman from last year. And so I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think we're going to get our first repeat because I'm definitely not picking the Cowboys. I think the Eagles are just too dominant. I think the Eagles they'll win this division.
Okay. Mason, you agree?
I do not agree. I'm going to go. The streak ends. Back-to-back division winners. I'm going to go Washington Commanders. They added Deebo Samuel. We'll see how he looks in that offense. Laramie Tunsil as well. We don't know. Is he going to get to the point where he's not a starter anymore. Who knows? But I think he is.
If you ask the Texans fans, they say he's garbage, even though he was graded out as one of the best pass blockers in the league last year.
So that should help Jaden Daniels. So I was high on Jaden Daniels. I don't know if y'all remember before the season we started. He was my rookie of the year. So I'm going to continue that trend.
Okay. Love it. All right, next, NFC West. We have the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. Mason.
Part of me wants to go. I was excited about the Rams, but just to hear about everything with Matthew Stafford this offseason, I just don't want to go there. So I am going to go with the Cardinals. I think, I think Kyler Murray is going to take a big step this year. Benson may end up breaking out this season. I hope so. If not, they still got Connor there as a red zone threat. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
I did not see that one coming. And I was a big Cardinals guy last year. I like the Cardinals. I think they're a fine team. But the San Francisco 49ers had every bad injury break you could think of happen to them last year. They have a third place schedule with elite talent. I think CMC is back. He's been full go all training camp. I looked at their schedule. Is
it pretty soft?
I think. I'll go ahead and tell you because this is the team when we pick Super Bowl from aside. I have the 49ers as the 1 seed in the NFC. I think they're going to be absolutely dominant over a pretty soft schedule. So yeah, I love the 49ers. And I was big on the Rams until everything started happening with Stafford, and he's off the injury report. Whatever, a back injury pops back up when you start getting hit, and so I'm a little nervous about the Rams as well. So yeah, I love the 49ers. I'm heavily invested in the 49ers.
Okay, we have some more disagreements. You'll have to see it. Next up, NFC North. Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. Very interesting. Tens.
Yeah, stacked division, loaded with talent. Big trade last week with Michael Parsons joining the Packers, and that's who I'm taking. Super young team, loaded with talent. I think Jordan Love could be a breakout MVP caliber type player this year. You add Micah Parsons to an already very good defensive line with Rashawn Gray. I think they're going to terrorize quarterbacks. I'm calling a big step back for the Lions. If you remember, I gave Lions under win total not too long ago, replacing 3 starters on the interior of their offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson's coming back from a devastating leg injury, and you lose both coordinators and a lot of position coaches. So give me the consistent and steady Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up with that. All of these things I'm about to mention are top 10. Yards per game, 5th. 6th in allowing yards per game, 8th in the NFL points per game, and then allowed points, 6th in the NFL with 19.9 points per game. So offense, defense, both sides of the ball, they were highly ranked in 2024, and I only see them moving up in 2025.
That Packers with me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And Matthew Golden, rookie wide receiver, he's going to be a monster. I cannot believe they let him fall to them. Plus Micah Parsons. I mean, this team's they're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are down to our last division. NFC South, Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks. Mason?
I'm going to go the Saints. I'm just kidding. I'm going to go Falcons here. I've seen all these memes about Kyle Pitts' this is his year, and I really do think that he'll break out because Michael Penix showed us the small amount that he can step into this role, and they went all in on him. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here. And if there is injuries, we talked about this before. I think 2 years ago, the most starting quarterbacks ever, and who probably has the best backup quarterback in the league right now.
But Kirk Cousins is like not happy with the Falcons because he's essentially asked for his release, and then he kind of told on them about the whole injury not being reported at the end of last year. So the Falcons are mad at him. That's why they're not releasing
until he's
him
not on the team anymore.
Yeah, so if Michael Penix is hurt, what's stopping Kirk from saying, "Oh, I'm hurt too. I'm not playing"?
Good question.
But the quarterback Netflix show, he's such a stand-up guy, and I don't see him doing. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with y'all. But I mean, that could be a possibility. But I'm just saying, as of right now, without all of that, which could possibly happen, I think if there was an injury to a starting quarterback, that could be a okay situation. They're not gone. They're not done for the season if Kirk Cousins actually does step in. So.
I like the Falcons. They lost their right tackle, McKinstry, who's like a top-graded run blocker, and the Falcons want to run the ball. Bijan Robinson, give them the ball, set up play action, move the pocket around for Penix. So with all that, and their pass rush is pretty non-existent. They're depending on 2 first-round rookies to step in and produce at a high level quickly for them. I think the Bucs repeat. I think they just have too much talent on the offense, returning all of their starters from last year and then adding I can't say his name, but the kid from Ohio State, the wide receiver, he's got one of them names. It's like, I'm not even going to try it. His name starts with the E-G-U-K. No, not going to happen.
Oh, Egbuka?
Yeah, something like that. Adding him to that offense, I just think they're going to win a lot of shootouts. Even though, I mean, their defense is just okay. So I think they can win a lot more shootouts with Baker in that offense and win a pretty easy division. Pretty soft. I do think the Falcons will be in the mix till the end.
Okay. Well, let's wrap up this conversation. We have a couple of things left. Let's do NFC champion then. 10's NFC champion. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the 49ers. I think the 49ers get back on the back of Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. I think it's going to be a really big year for both those guys.
Mason?
Commanders were 1 game away from making a Super Bowl last year. I say that they make it this year. Give me the Ravens versus the Commanders.
Wow, that'd be a fun matchup.
Okay, let's just do it here then. You both have picked your Super Bowl. 10's, Chiefs, 49ers. Who wins?
I think the Chiefs would win it again. I think
Travis Kelce goes off to the sunset.
Yeah, hopefully.
Taylor.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we'd see any less of him, but at least it'll be no more football games. At least. But yeah, no, I'd say Chiefs. I got Chiefs beating the 49ers. Yeah.
Mason?
I'm going to go Ravens beating the Commanders.
Okay. Shout out
35 to 28.
Super Bowl champion.
Well, 35-28. You
Score
can bet that. That's somewhere in DraftKings. I know you can. They have endless markets for Super Bowl futures.
Okay, last piece of our NFL prediction segment here. We're doing MVP predictions. Mason, got a spicy one for us.
I do. I'm going to go. You guys are going to hate me for this. I'm going to go with a long shot here. Geno Smith. I have reasons why.
Great value.
I know this isn't a betting thing, but if you want to bet it, plus 10,000. For those who need, hold on, I got stats. For those who need a refresher, Geno and Pete Carroll are back together, but in Vegas this time. They played in the 22 and 23 season. When Geno became the starting quarterback in 2022 following the Russell Wilson trade, guess what happened? He threw for over 4,000 yards and won NFL Comeback Player of the Year. I like. We'll see what happens with Genty. Yes, go ahead, Tins.
Who was the starting wide receivers for the really good Seattle Seahawks?
Well, we're going to talk about our bets later, but I think Jacoby Myers is going to break out. Obviously,
tell me that Jacoby Myers is DK
Brock Bowers.
Metcalf,
No,
please.
he's not. He's not those.
Okay.
Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, DeAndre Thornton's there. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You don't like it? Listen. It's a quarter. It's an MVP.
I'm not
plus 10,000, Mason.
I'm not.
Well,
Geno
I'm
guy.
taking a long shot here.
It's a good long shot.
Thank you. Same
as
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not betting Cam Ward either.
I'm going with Joe Burrow. I think he gets the Bengals to a wild card spot. He started entering the MVP discussions last year for just how he was dragging the Bengals to wins, just scoring so many points. I think it kind of sets up the narrative that's what they're going into this year is like, all right, Joe Burrow's just we're going to put up 45 and we hope our defense can just not give up 46. Got both his guys paid. I forever worry about their offensive line, but I think if Joe Burrow can put on one of those magical 50 touchdown seasons with 5,000 yards, it's hard not to give him the MVP.
He literally almost threw for that last year. It was like 4,900 yards.
Yeah.
And he led the league in touchdowns as well with 43.
Yeah.
Tim's a big O-line guy tonight. He's
really
all
is.
over.
I'm a big O-line guy. Yeah, if you got a bad O-line, I'm on your tail.
Okay. Great previews, everyone. Great work to Mason and Tins. We are excited to watch some NFL this weekend. We will be giving some more predictions and stuff here at the end. Before we get to our weekend predictions, we have a brand new segment to launch right now. This is new to everyone. I think it's going to be a fun little segment. We are calling it Best of the Rest. And this is a college football segment where we have chosen a game from around the country that is non-Big Two. This is off of the beaten path a little bit, but it's going to be fun, competitive. You're going to have to watch it on TV. I think the idea is that the national media covers a lot of games, and we want to cover something a little different. We want to cover some games maybe no one else is covering. We want to give a little bit of context to some games you might see on while you're scrolling, while you're in between matchups in a commercial break or whatever, and you stop and you're like, you know what? The Next Guy podcast told me a little bit about this game. It should be fun to watch. Let's tune in. And so here on the very first matchup of the Best of the Rest segment, we have a barn burner happening in the Pac-12 versus I'm not even sure. Tins, what is Fresno
Mountain
State
West.
in? The Mountain West. So Tins and I have prepared. We've done a deep dive into these teams. We're going to just present some information to you, talk about the betting lines, how we might want to bet on it, and then we'll recap it at the end on our review episode coming after the weekend. Tins, do you want me to go first?
Yes.
I didn't even say what the matchup is. The matchup: Oregon State, Fresno State. The line is Oregon State -3, so they are favored. Both teams had a rough week last week. Fresno State's coming in 1-1. Oregon State's coming in at 0-1. So I'm going to break down a little bit of Oregon State and what they're about, and then Tins will do a little bit on Fresno State, and then we'll kind of come together, talk about what we think is going to happen, make some predictions. So Oregon State, they are part of the Pac-2 currently. That will be expanding with some Mountain West teams and such next year. They, through a weird scheduling thing, actually play Washington State twice this season. A fun fact. I'm not sure I've ever seen that happen before. They have a home and away in the same season.
That's crazy.
The only other member of the Pac-2, Washington State. So they went 5-7 last year. I think universally the goal for Oregon State was just to make a bowl game. They have a second-year coach now, Trent Bray, who was the former defensive coordinator. A fun fact, they're one of a very few teams in the FBS right now who have all three of their main coaches were graduates of that university. So head coach, defensive coordinator, and offensive coordinator all graduated from Oregon State. I'm not sure it helps them win football games, but fun fact. Last week, they lost to California in a pretty bad way. They actually were favored, I think. They lost 34-15 to California. Really struggled. Let's talk about their schedule first, and then we'll kind of get into some of the players to watch. They have a pretty tough schedule coming up after this game. They play Texas Tech, who's ranked number 24 currently, and then they go to Oregon to play after that. So the road does not get easier. If they lose this game, they could very well start 0-4. Pretty important game for them to get right a little bit before it's a tough schedule. Let's do a little bit about their team. Malik Murphy is kind of the big name to watch. He had a decent game. He still passed for about 250 yards. He ran for a touchdown. So he was a kind of a bright spot for that team. He had almost 3,000 yards last year at Duke, which was a program record. So he transferred in to Oregon State. Anthony Hankerson, running back. Run game was very solid. He had 1,000 yards last year, 15 touchdowns. So he was also a bright spot. Trent Walker, wide receiver, had 81 catches for 900 yards. So offensively was not horrible. I will tell you the weakness of this team by and large is their defense. Defensive line only got 8 sacks last season total. That was good enough for last in all of FBS. It's a hard stat to be last in. So only 8 sacks total. And they allowed almost 185 rush yards per game. So defensive line was a serious problem. They've bolstered it a little bit, but it seems like that's still a struggle for them. California caught some breaks, but they outplayed them in week 1. So 10s. That's Oregon State. What do you got on Fresno State?
That was a lot of good stuff about Oregon State. Fresno State is been a team that has been very competitive in the Mountain West for a long time. Jake Haynert was a 5-year player there. They had always been competing for the Mountain West until last year. They went 4-3 in conference, 6-7 total. First really bad year they've had in a long time, and resulted in firing of everyone. Hiring head coach Matt Ince from North Dakota State. He was the head coach for North Dakota State from 2019 to 2023, but he was part of the staff that had won back-to-back national titles for the North Dakota State Bison Division II football. He was their defensive coordinator since 2014. So he had been part of some successful teams out there. Completely different coaching style coming to Fresno State. Fresno State has been a team that likes to air it out, air raid, score a lot of points. He is transitioning more into a pro-style, defensive-minded team. And to do that, they brought in E.J. Warner. Now, you might recognize that last name, Warner. This is E.J. Warner is the son of Kurt Warner, famous NFL quarterback. Had played his college ball. He's a fifth-year senior. Started out at Temple, and last season was with Rice, where he, the offensive coordinator, I guess, came from Rice. He was the QB coach, and Matt Ince hired him to be his offensive coordinator, and that's what brought E.J. Warner over with him. Now, E.J. Warner is an okay quarterback, but so far in this season, he has been struggling. He has not thrown a touchdown yet. He's actually thrown 4 interceptions and thrown for a little over 400 yards. But Fresno State really depends on their running back, Bryson Donaldson, sophomore. Sophomore played last year for Fresno State as a freshman. Fresno State did play week 0 against Kansas and got smacked around a little bit. Bounced back this week against Georgia Southern, even though they were losing at half, 14-13. Until absolutely pouring it on the second half, winning final score 42-14. Their schedule does get a little bit tougher with this Oregon State game. Or, no, I'm sorry. after Oregon State, it gets a little bit softer before they go into the Mountain West play, where their next two matchups are against Southern and then Hawaii at Hawaii. So really looking to – they want to steal this game going into Mountain West play and kind of get on a roll because they should win their next two games. And then after that, it's all the Mountain West normal opponents.
Okay. Very interesting matchup here. It feels like two different teams on two different trajectories. Fresno State, with a win here, could be kind of looking like they could take control of the Mountain West and have a really good season. Oregon
Especially
State,
Boise State too.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Oregon State looking to salvage their season. Honestly, prevent probably an 0-4 start. Okay, so the line is -3 Oregon State. Over-under's 45.5. If I had to pick one bet out of this after hearing Tenz's remarks and doing my own research, it's going to sound crazy. I think I'm going over 45.5, though. I think Malik Murphy at quarterback for Oregon State I think he's getting better. I think he's going to come out and try and ball out against Fresno State. It seems like Oregon State's defense is just not very good. They allowed 34 to Cal. If they allow even close to that to Fresno State, this could be a high-scoring affair. I kind of like the points there.
Yeah. I definitely like that over as well. I don't see where Oregon State defensively is going to I don't think EJ Warner is going to come in and light anything up, but this running back for Fresno State, Donaldson, or I'm saying his name wrong, is a very talented kid. He was someone they thought would enter the transfer portal and go transfer to a bigger school. Wanted to stay at Fresno State. He's local. So I think he could be very dangerous. So yeah, I definitely like the over. I don't know about the spread one way or the other.
I know. I have no idea.
I like the points, though.
I do like the point. That's a fine prediction, I think. I'll give the over. I like that.
I think you would say Oregon State should win because there should be a talent gap. They are a former Power 5 school.
I'm kind of betting on Malik Murphy, the quarterback at this point.
Yeah,
that's who my bet's on more than anything else.
Yeah, looking at Fresno State, I like points. I think both teams could score a little bit, but I think Oregon State covers that. Okay. I've been a long time Oregon State guy.
You have been. It's a weird take for you, but I like it.
I bet on them randomly one night against UCLA. I remember it was at your parents' house, and it was like almost 10 o'clock, and my wife was like, "Can we go home?" I said, "I can't leave. Oregon State's about to win me a huge bet."
The power of sports betting, folks, right there. Okay. Well, let's wrap up our show today with and we can maybe do a little bit of rapid fire predictions here. We are going to be giving a couple of just things to watch for the upcoming week. We're going to compete against AI here at the very end. Let's go ahead and do the game we're most looking forward to and a little bit of why. Tins, you want to go first? Mason? Let's let Mason go first.
All right.
Mason, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Sunday Night Football rematch of the AFC divisional round that the Bills won 27-25 against the Ravens. Bills versus Ravens. Both of these quarterbacks are fantastic in primetime games since 2022. Jackson is 7-1 and Allen is 6-2. Short, sweet, to the point.
I love it.
Like it.
Tins?
My eyeballs are going to be somewhere I don't think a lot of people's are going to be, and that's going to be the Washington Commanders versus the Giants.
Ooh.
I'm very interested to see if the Commanders come out and are a dominant team like everyone has predicted all summer. I mean, they should be against a weak Giants team, right? Well, divisional underdogs on the road in the last 10 years are 67-44 against the spread. I know we're not talking about betting, but it's a 6-point spread. I like the Giants to keep it close. I think this defense is going to be lights out. Abdul Carter could win and should win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I think Russell Wilson gives them just enough stability to be a competitive team.
All right. That is a fun one. From the world of college, I think probably game of the week. Mason's Michigan Wolverines at Oklahoma.
Those frauds.
Frauds after a win.
I'm pretty excited about this game. We got a fun. I think both of these teams. I'm going to go ahead and do my player to watch, and it's actually two players, and they're on be on the same field. That would be Bryce Underwood for Michigan versus John Mateer for Oklahoma. Very fun quarterback matchup. Two guys who are in new homes this season. Well, Bryce Underwood is up from high school this season, so this is his first big time college game. He heard the Next Got podcast and Mason trashing on him, said he was going to be garbage even in a winning effort. Michigan going to Oklahoma should be a very fun atmosphere. I think it's going to be a very fun game to watch. I hope it's competitive. We will see what John Mateer's all about. His Heisman campaign really starts this week if it's coming. So fun one.
All right. I like that one. I don't like John Mateer. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm just against Oklahoma. Brent Venables getting fired before.
It's also against LSU and Ole Miss, for the record, everybody. If you keep it track at home.
Yeah. I was wondering about Ole Miss. I was like, I don't think they'll be as good just because they lost everybody, but who knows? All right. My player to watch this weekend is Travis Hunter. Outside of being a Jaguar fan, this is the debut of the apparently full-time player on both sides of the ball, Travis Hunter. We've not seen this in the NFL. I'm going to have firsthand experience. I'm going to be at the game in the stands, so I will be reporting live on how it goes.
Let's go.
But very excited to see this, and who knows? This could be the future. This could be a lot more players who want to do this someday. So very excited to see how it goes.
For some reason, no one asked me to do this, but I went on record and said that if Travis Hunter plays on both sides of the ball for all 17 games, that I will take my tongue to one of those electric fly swatter things. So nobody dared me to do that. Nobody said anything. I just went out and said it I just volunteered myself. So
Mason likes to write checks that he eventually has to cash.
He does.
We'll just see what happens. I think for me, it was like, is his body nobody's done it for a reason. And so we'll just see what happens. I hope no injuries happen, but I'm wondering
special athlete.
He's built different, Mason.
He is built different. Okay.
We hired a whole sports science team just for him, his personal well-being.
Did you really?
There you go.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. We hired a whole sports science team. That's what their whole job is, to map out his everyday exercises and stretches and game plan of how to do drills to keep him healthy.
Okay, what other podcast brings that to the table and then teaches you about Fresno State? I'm waiting. No other podcast.
Probably none.
Exactly. Okay,
nobody's got a bag as deep as us.
That's right. I'm actually going to go with players to watch, and I'm going to go a different route with this. To me, and Tinsley talked about his game of the week, I'm going to go on the Commanders depth chart, the running backs. I think it's the most mysterious of all the depth charts.
Very
for this
mysterious.
reason. They brought out the depth chart. Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, then Chris Rodriguez Jr., and then Bill Crossy Merritt, which a lot of people went and got him on any fantasy draft because they thought he was going to start, and he's 7th rounder. So
he is going to start.
We'll see what happens. I did want to say, I know we're talking about not betting, but the books do know things. For scoring touchdown, Austin Eckler plus 170. Jeremy McNichols is plus 500, so they don't think he's getting to the end zone at all. Then Chris Rodriguez is plus 180, and then Bill Crossy Merritt is plus 330. So
that's pretty good.
I'm interested to see what happens if it's just full blown committee between all of them. If Austin Eckler catches and they split running, who knows? But that's what I'm most excited players to watch.
Love it. Okay, we're gonna wrap up the show with our prediction against AI. So here's how we've done it. We've each picked our best bet of the weekend. We're going to share it. And then we will share what ChatGPT thinks is the best bet of the weekend. We've thrown the two parlays together. And so we're going to track how we do against AI over the course of this season. So, Mason, best bet of the weekend.
Everybody's been giving me a hard time about my Raiders love. I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. 2022, 4 catches for 55 yards. 2023, 9 catches for 81 yards. 2024, 3 catches for 61 yards. We talked about how much Geno Smith and Pete Carroll like to sling the ball around when they're on the same team together. Besides Brock Bowers, who else is competing for receiving on that team as of right now, unless someone else emerges? I'm going to go 50 yards for the game, Jacoby Myers.
Love it.
Could get that on a deep pass.
Yeah, AI is not giving you that pick. I guarantee it.
That's right.
Guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
Tens?
I went with the line moved. Originally, I was going to take Michigan plus 5.5, but it's down to 4.5, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. If you're feeling extra frisky, turn it to a money line. But I'll take the points that give them to me. Michigan plus 4.5. I just think this Michigan team is better. I think they're more talented. I think they're just more fundamentally sound. I think a Brent Venables team can be broken pretty easily, and I don't know. I think Bryce Underwood's he's that guy.
Mason?
Yeah, I'm conflicted. This part of me, I had that take last week.
Spite.
Is it really? Well,
Mason said something so ridiculous that I have to go again. Like you said, they were the frauds of the week, and I just don't see it
pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay, my pick is going to be Florida USF over. What was the number?
56.5.
That's a lot of points. I'm taking the over. Here is why. I have a couple reasons. First of all, Alex Golesh used to be the offensive coordinator at UT, so I'm pretty familiar with him. He is on the come up. He's going to be in a Power 4 school very soon. His offenses are pretty electric. They are the ones who really put it to Boise State last week, and so I expect that they are going to, at the very least, put up some points. DJ Lagway is trying to kick off his Heisman campaign against kind of the first real competition they've seen. I expect there to be fireworks in this game. I think the Florida offense is going to put up a lot of points. I don't think that USF has a chance to win, but I do think they will put up points or die trying. So I am going with the points here, 56.5. It feels like a lot, but these two offenses are pretty good. I'm not sure either of them are going to be too convinced that defense is important in this game. So we're checking the over.
Yeah, I like that bet as well. USF was a team, I can't remember who they played last year, but they gave somebody a run for their money. They can put up points. Like you said, Adam Golesh is
trying to do a shootout. Yep.
He's not afraid of any school. Like he's ready to, like he'll have his guys ready. They'll score at least 20 points. That's my prediction.
That's all they need. Right, yeah, they score 20 points. We're good.
So the next guy up podcast parlay comes out to plus 644. And so I took that and I asked ChatGPT, our arch enemy for the season. I said, "Hey, you can use any picks from college or NFL, including player props, and give us a parlay that's between 600 and 700 odds." Not only did it cower its way out because the odds are not that much, but they gave us a straight loser. Starting out, first leg they gave us Eagles minus 7.5. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points on a sleepy Thursday night Super Bowl hangover. I don't know, 7.5. It's a lot of points against the Cowboys offense that can light it up with Dak Prescott when he's healthy. Leg number 2 was the Chargers plus 3. We're down in Brazil. I don't know. I just think that the Chiefs kind of run away with that one. I'm not big on the Chargers. A lot of injuries, so that's another L on that leg there for the ChatGPT AI parlay. And this leg I actually like, so props to the ChatGPT, but it's already lost because it lost on Thursday and then again on Friday. But Mississippi State plus 6.5 against Arizona State, I actually do like that bet. It is going to be one of my bets I give out on TikTok this weekend, but I do think I trust the SEC there. I'm down on Arizona State. But the AI parlay comes out to plus 588. If you want to ride with them and lose money, that's on you. But we plan on beating AI starting out week 1 strong.
Need it. Okay. I love that. Thank you all for being here with us. We have a couple new segments we're going to follow through the rest of the season. We'll be back with our reaction to the weekend in sports. So we're going to be back on Monday with those. And so we are excited for a very, very big, fun weekend in football, officially being back all over the place, pros and college. Stick with us on TikTok. Tins is knocking out some content there. If you are a person who wants to follow our bets and is interested in some more betting advice, we're going to be putting a lot of that content on TikTok. So follow us there. Tins is going to be cooking up some stuff there. So we're excited about that. We thank you all for being here with us. Tell your friends. We're planning on bringing some really good content and some fun stuff throughout the season. So we appreciate you all, and we will see you next time.